So speaking of sayings, there's an ancient boomer saying that goes, it's better to be pissed off than pissed on. But I would argue that it's better to be laid on than laid off.
How long have you been sitting on that one?
A little less than 24 hours because your girl is unemployed.
Yesterday morning at 6 a.m., you text me.
I got laid off. And it was literally just that. Nothing else, right? It was just, I got laid off.
What were you doing at 6 a.m.?
Well, I wake up, right? Because I'm like, I got to get my kids to school. And my daughter has been wanting me to cook a little breakfast lately.
So this is regular programming.
Regular Wednesday. And this is important because on Wednesdays, my son has to be at school early, which is why I was up early. And my daughter has late start.
Okay.
So I was up and like, I try not to check social media first thing. I'm trying to like be better about that. But I like went into my personal email just to be like, what's happening on there? And I see an email from my boss's boss. The title is like, if you need to talk after this distressing news.
And you're like, so we're talking about the state of the world, right?
And I'm like, ooh, and I go and I read. And I get the gist of what's happened. And it's like, I know that email must have been distressing. And so I'm like, well, let me go find the distressing email.
No.
Yeah, because I saw that before I read the distressing email. So the distressing email came at 2:00 in the morning.
And the distressing email not only went out to the distressed. Is that what you're telling me? That the email referencing the distressing email went out to the distressed?
It went out to the distressed.
Like, can I use a word? How is that? In these bleak times, I'm sorry, is there any other word that truly just captures how stupid of an email that is to somebody affected?
But what's crazy is like also what makes it super stupid is like the timing. So the original distressing email is an email from the company that says your position has been eliminated. And some other logistics, like you'll get an email in 10 days about your severance package and whatever, right? Insurance, all of that shit. But that comes at 2:13 in the morning. They're making sure that depending on where you live, you're probably not going to be awake to get this email, right? But then the manager email comes at like 4 in the morning. So they also know you're not awake. They should know that in the order of emails, you're going to see this one first before you actually see the right email. That email should come middle of the day.
Yes.
Yeah. So I've been laid off. I'm unemployed.
Well, at 6 a.m., when I was intercepting this text, I was still in a man's bed. A man who has a boyfriend in New York who is coming to visit him that day. They're in an open relationship. They know each other's deal. Sounds like bliss.
Great.
One lives in New York. One lives in LA. They live a bi-coastal life. They see each other every other month or so, spend a significant amount of time together, part ways, fuck their brains out, see each other. Both are extremely hot, have their time, separate.
What a setup.
Sounds ideal.
It does.
Sign me up.
It sounds like what Cheryl Lee Ralph is doing with her and her husband, except I don't know if they're actually having sex with other people.
They might not be as slutty as the gays.
Yeah.
But they're
also elderly.
They're also elderly. But those elderly,
I know.
If you ever hear about what happens in those homes. All to say that different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
And it really is sometimes just like really great to go do your market research, because that's what I took from this experience is like, oh, I had no idea it could really just be this simple.
It could all be so simple. Here's the thing. When minds meet.
Literally, I just need to find someone who wants to meet my mind in that way.
That's all.
And I'm not trying to make it happen with this man. I'm happy to just be his booty call before his boyfriend arrives. So woke up in his bed. When I finally saw the text, it was 8 a.m. because street parking was in effect that day. So that was my exit time.
The impetus to get out of that bed.
And prior to me leaving said home, he did put his future children down my throat. So I was like choking up on them literally as I read your text. And I was like, these are two different warnings. Like, these are really two different mornings.
Here I was trying to choke down tears, and you were choking down somebody's kids.
I was. I literally called you as I took my final swallow.
And I did not answer the phone. I didn't answer the phone.
No, you did.
Oh, did I?
You did. It was like 8 a.m. at that point.
Okay.
You did answer.
Okay.
You did answer. You might have not answered other people at that point.
Okay.
Like your boss who wanted to call you in tears.
I cannot be listening to someone's tears who still has a job. Sorry, all due disrespect. But yeah, so but you know what? I feel really good. I'm not going to lie. You know, I will be calling this a season of Funemployment, not unemployment.
Well, we'll see. There is a cycle of grief.
I think there's a cycle of grief, for sure. But I do feel...
I will say you are being stronger than our troops right now.
But am I not a practical person? Like, here's the thing. I felt this coming. And I said, if it happens to me, what can I do about it?
Yeah.
And it's like...
You're so practical that sometimes it veers on pessimism for me because I've realized that I think that I'm an optimist.
No, I think that you have a little bit of delulu.
Yeah. Like I have to be in a little bit of a delulu state or I start to get really dark.
Well, I do believe delulu is the salulu.
For sure.
For sure, but I'm just not there.
Yeah.
I'm not there. But
and I'm not disagreeing. You are practical.
Yeah.
So it is maybe helping you in this situation because I said to everyone who asked about you, said she wasn't disillusioned because it's empowering to say that. I'm like, you're asking how she's doing? Well, you're clearly not texting her because you're asking me.
Right.
So I'm going to let you know she wasn't disillusioned.
Yeah. And it is what it is. Like, I will say that I'm in a better spot than a lot of people. I have a spouse who brings in a decent
As Florence
wage.
Pugh once said on a little property called Little Women, marriage, it's an economic proposition.
And it is. I got a decent severance. Like, I'm chilling right now. Like,
and we have this. We're feeding our souls in other ways.
Yeah, so I'm all right.
Although don't y'all forget, we're in the red.
Stream,
like,
generational,
follow,
subscribe.
We're in the red.
We're in the red. So yeah, but I got laid off. You were being laid on. What else is happening in your personal life?
Well, I will say in LA this time of year, in the winter, I get seasonal depression. But not because we really even have seasons. It's because it's Groundhog's Day.
Yes.
And as an East Coaster, seeing them get hit with snow this weekend, especially when it was falling, I was like, I want to be a part of that.
You were like Little Mermaid, part of that world.
Not even more than that in my musical lexicon. What is it? Anna Kendrick, Jeremy Jordan. You're not going to know. It's something.
Is it from that?
The last 5 years. I want to be a part of that.
Not you saying you're not going to know. And I don't.
And I totally butchered even the tune of that, but there is, I'm pretty sure, a song in the discography of the last 5 years that would better apply. All to say, New York got hit with snow. Philadelphia, the DMV, all of the East Coast, all of the places that I've occupied my entire life. And I wanted to be a part of that. I'm like, it's so comfy cozy when it's falling down. It like tells you to like hibernate. You read your book, you look outside. It's a blanket of snow. It's just like all white and crystally. I mean, now that we're midweek past the snow falling, there's literal like ice mountains that are in the middle of like intersections in DC right now that no one can drive through because the snow piled so high and then it got so icy outside that literally I was speaking to someone who lived there. They said the only thing that could break this apart is an ice pick.
Oh my God.
We're in the East Coast is in ice pick territory right now.
Well, I saw that trees were exploding, like from being so cold, like so fast, like
splintering off.
Like like popping open in the trunk.
Science.
And then, yeah, science, man.
Wow.
Well, and it also, this blizzard also hit my hometown of Dallas, Texas. My sister had to go to her in-laws' house because they have a generator and she doesn't.
Anytime the South gets hit, it just sounds apocalyptic to me. What I will say, though, going back to the East, if I can, watching Mamdani shovel snow and like just be such a little cutie pie going on Jimmy Fallon, being like, stay warm and really thinking about like, and stay safe and knowing what vulnerable populations were at risk. He is just a good-hearted soul that, to be cheesy, brought me warmth in the cold times that they're having over there.
Yeah.
And I just wish a little bit more of his political energy was being encapsulated elsewhere in this country.
Absolutely. He is the people's mayor, for sure.
He is the people's mayor. And today, you want to know something?
What?
I had the people's berry instructor.
Oh, how?
Or people's berries instructor.
How?
Because Macy decided to put a little song on her playlist today. That song being Justin Bieber's Beauty and the Beat.
Okay.
You know who's featured in Beauty and the Beat?
I don't know.
Miss MAGA Minaj.
Oh, that's right.
Miss MAGA Minaj has actually what was once a killer verse on Beauty and the Beat.
I remember.
Talking about watching out for Selena. You remember?
Selena.
You remember
Yes,
that?
I do.
You remember that? Well, I was wondering what was going to happen when Nicki's verse came on, because I'm like, the song is a bop. I'm on the treadmill. I'm singing along to Justin's part, but I'm anticipating MAGA Minaj hitting these speakers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking to myself, am I going to scream out loud in this berries, fuck Nicki Minaj? Because I really was. I was debating it. This is a thought as I'm running.
And I know you'll do it.
And I would do it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in West Hollywood. Like, are they really going to tell me that I can't come back here?
No.
If I say fuck Nicki Minaj during
No.
Beauty and the Beat, I hope that there would be a rallying cheer.
Yes.
Didn't even have to do it because Macy did the work for me. Turned the music down as MAGA Minaj's lyrics came up and said, we don't listen to Nicki Minaj in here. We don't need to hear from her.
Oh my God, a W Macy. Love that.
I loved that.
I love that. I saw a video today of Marie Faustin, who, by the way, has the most beautiful hair. Oh my God. But she was making a video about MAGA Minaj and how MAGA Minaj.
I don't know. I'm sure someone else has come up with that, but I love it, right?
Yeah. I love alliteration. You know, I love alliteration. But about how MAGA Minaj has gotten one of those gold cards from Donald Trump, which anoints her as a U.S. citizen. And Marie Faustin is like, she doesn't want to go back to Trinidad or Tobago. She's like, what's going on over there?
We have a mutual friend who's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Yes.
And they had to go back in these economic times.
Yes.
And just all to say, I've learned a lot about Trinidad and Tobago.
I almost think it's like a blessing that she had to go back, honestly, during these trying times, because like the U.S. is a mess.
And you want to know something to Kate Young? She was always predictive about what was going to happen. And anytime that anyone would say she was an alarmist, including myself, she was like, I'm right. And guess what? If you want an oracle in your life, follow Kate Young.
Yes. But yeah, Nicki Minaj, MAGA Minaj, she...
And we accept tomato, MAGA, MAGA.
Absolutely.
Just know that she's in that camp.
I just think it's so funny because I would say maybe 5-6 episodes ago, we had mentioned her and we had a clip where...
Oh my God, her barbs were acting as if it wasn't happening.
Since when is Nicki Minaj MAGA? We're like, sir,
Roll
or
the
madam.
tapes. Roll the fucking tapes.
Please, yeah.
As someone from Philly might say, she shot out.
What does that mean?
I wanted you to ask. So yesterday I'm on the phone with a friend. She's telling me about her brother going on a date with someone.
Okay.
He doesn't want to go on a date with said girl because she's, quote, shot out. I said, what does it mean? This is just a mere 24 hours ago.
Okay.
I said, what does it mean to be shot out? I've never heard that
Like
before.
chopped?
Wait for it.
Okay.
I'm like, what is that? And she was like, I don't know. My brother says it all the time. It's like, it's kind of like they're wilding out, like they're crazy. I'm like, did he create that? Like, I've literally never heard anyone say shot out. She sends me a TikTok or an Instagram reel of someone being like, talking with a strong ass South Philly accent. And mind you, I'm a South Philly slut. So like, I know my terminology.
Okay.
This woman's like doing South Philly slang on the screen is shot out. She's like, shot out is a term that means like if I were to only have $500 in my bank account and I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go on a shopping spree and spend all of my $500 and then come home and show my man my bags and be like, look what I got. And he's like, how much money did you spend? And you're like, the last $500. He might say, you're shot out.
The context clues are not helping me.
You're shot out, like you're wildin', you're crazy, like you've lost the plot. You aren't thinking straight. You're shot out.
Okay.
He apparently loves it. Everyone's shot out.
Okay. I might adopt it in my vernacular. So, but Nicki Minaj is shot out. Who else is shot out?
The whole mega enterprise
is shot out.
You want to know what I love? Vernacular that requires no explanation.
Yes.
You want to know one of my favorites?
What?
Eat the rich.
Yes.
Eat the rich. You want to know what that tells me?
What?
Fuck them. Do you care about a rich person's feelings today?
No, they don't care about my feelings.
What level of wealth do you not care about someone's feelings?
This is a good question. Because this is another way of saying how rich is too rich.
Do you want to know my answer or do you want to answer?
No, I want to know your answer.
My answer is, how was your money made and was it ethical? Because if you're $1 million for profiting off of like a publishing system because you got an advance as a writer or an artist in today's economy and you're living off of that money, I'm going to say that's okay in my book.
$1 million is not even rich today, though.
And that's the problem.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. I don't know what the exact price tag is, but I think the answer for me is when you have more than you need and you sell out, and being a sellout is aligning with unethical business practices.
Well, and it goes to what we're always talking about all the time around billionaires. You cannot become a billionaire in an ethical way. You are exploiting other people. And so it's not your own work and your own work ethic that has gotten you there.
Exactly. Rihanna hasn't released music. She was an artist. She is no longer an artist. She is a business person who exploits people's labor. Do not forget that. Rihanna, you are a business person who exploits people's labor. How much is enough? I ask you that.
I guess what I would ask you is, let's take a Rihanna, or let's take any business person.
And Rihanna is a really interesting case study because it's a person who comes from a place outside of the United States, an immigrant family, poor, grew up poor, and worked in a music industry, profited off of her art, but then became a part of a system that was never built for someone like her. But that doesn't give her an excuse to now exploit other people.
So let me ask you, for anyone to create a business, whether it be makeup or perfume, whatever it is, handbags, whatever, what is the answer to being able to be creative in that way and be ethical? Is it about giving money away? Is it about making things sustainable?
I think it's for sure about giving money away.
Okay.
It's about the idea of how much of your profit margins do you really need to live a healthy life? And the answer is not that much. And making sure that the people that you're employing that are helping you get there, they're also receiving an equitable salary. And then anything else that can be shaved off at the top of that, why don't you give it back to society?
Yeah.
Because this is the thing where it's like too many people at the top have far too many resources. The reason why you don't have a job today is not because Amazon can't pay for you.
Exactly.
It's because you're not meeting their bottom line anymore. If your segment of their business is not profitable, they're saying profit over people. We're in an economy right now where businesses, if they have money that's being generated, especially in the billions, giving back is just having somebody employed in front of their computer screen, even if they're hitting the button F all day.
I agree with you. I think that we, as a society in the US, could create a society where everyone is employed, everyone has food, everyone has housing, everyone can be doing something towards either, working towards something they're passionate about, or at least working towards something where they feel like
for the human good.
For the human good.
Why aren't we out here in these streets creating high-speed railroads and eliminating how many people are driving with gas cars? It's because that's not being invested in. We're not actually investing in people or economies that are going to allow us all to survive. The truth is the rich are getting richer, and Elizabeth Warren posted this before things started to really heat up with ICE over the weekend in Minneapolis, like right before, I should say, the influx of videos came through showing Alex Preddy being murdered. Mm-hmm. And it was that the Trump family, in 1 year of this presidency, has generated $4 billion, not off of any other segment of their business, besides the presidency itself. There are 350 million Americans, and they made $4 billion. Okay, well, what does that mean? $4 billion divided by $350 million means that every single person's only getting like $11. The thing is most of America is in debt. So you have to think that's every American getting a plus 10 off of what these people are doing. That's what the stock is. That's what the billionaire class is. It's the plus in the green. Everyone else is in the red, and they want to keep it that way.
Not to mention the fact that before Trump was elected the first time in 2016, other presidents really lived by this thing called the emoluments clause, which makes presidents
never heard of this
divest from things while they're in the office. They are not supposed to be able to profit from being the president of the United States. Jimmy Carter sold his freaking peanut farm when he was the president so that there was no conflict of interest of him making money off of the presidency. The fact that this man has not only made billions of dollars, he's also accepted airplanes from foreign governments. His children have made money off of his presidency, yet his constituents believe that he doesn't take a paycheck. He doesn't take the paycheck of being, he doesn't need the $260,000 or whatever it is that you get paid to be a president for the year. He is a con man who is scamming the American people.
Say it louder. Say it louder.
And
for white collar citizens who are making $250,000 but don't have any other generative wealth, I want you to know you're closer to the people at zero than him. Get on the right side of history.
It is insane when you think about like you just said, like you're closer to
you're closer to zero.
When you think about how rich an Elon Musk or a Donald Trump is, your brain, if you really were able to see that kind of money.
This is the thing about comparative wealth. Having come from a poor family, I can play calculator better than anyone else because it's a zero-sum game for me. I come from nothing. I'm starting with nothing. I have nothing in my pockets, for real. So everything I have, I can add up. So it's really easy for me to do math on other people. I've met people from, especially going to college and being in these elite atmospheres of what that breeds in terms of privilege and who has access to it, especially at private universities as a Pell Grant student who came out with $20,000 worth of debt after 4 years going to an institution that charged most of the people I know $60,000 and their parents paid for it. Insane.
Can't
even imagine that. And these are the people who have parents who have $1 million lifestyles, whether it's in home or assets or what they generate, and they think they're the middle class.
Yeah.
And the thing is, when the scale is this deranged, maybe they are. I don't. This is why no one knows what the middle class is anymore.
Yeah. Well, the middle class is bottoming out, and you kind of alluded to this earlier. Back in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, there used to be a much more equitable gap between the worker and the owner. That is so large now. Like me working as a corporate American in a gigantic corporation like Amazon, I make a decent living compared to other Americans, especially other Americans not on the coast, right? Middle Americans. When you compare me to my boss's boss's boss, and then you compare him to the CEO, Andy Jassy, or Jeff Bezos, the numbers become so astronomical that like it makes what I make on a yearly basis look like literal pennies.
Astronomical. It makes us feel like we're in space.
Yeah. Up there with Katy Perry and them.
Oh my God, my mind's not all right. Gravity is off kilter. Yeah, no, it is really messed up, and like I figured that you might be able to say this better, but it's all interconnected, right? Think about what's happening in the government right now, and it about to shut down over ICE budgets.
So they voted down this bill for right now to further grow ICE's budget, which, by the way, when it was put forward, would have made ICE the 15th largest military in the world, meaning like separated from our military. Looking at France's military, Germany's military, Iraq, whatever, it would have been the 15th largest military. And
the military is already problematic, but they also go through training and have a code of conduct.
Yes.
These are insurrectionists who have just been given guns.
They're literal insurrectionists. Like a leak of list of names of ICE agents came out, and people who on January 6th were at the White House are on that list. Like, it is insane. And also, part of this budget was like a bonus structure, and the bonus structure amounted to every ICE agent getting $45,000 in bonus.
To keep them there. To keep poor people terrorizing other poor people. That's what this is about. And that $45,000, I will tell you something, in today's economy, it might sound enticing, but it's not going to amount to a whole lot in a few years. So please know that they are preying on your downfall.
Absolutely. Like, once you take in taxes, you take in the emotional toil of what you're doing to your fellow citizen and fellow human being. How can you sleep at night for a $45,000 payout?
Insanity. Who's the motherfucker running ICE? I wanted to ask you this. Who's the man who over this weekend I saw looking like he came out of a JCPenney ad for Nazi regalia?
Well, that's Dan Bovino, but he just got demoted this week. So, yeah, Dan Bovino, the little Keebler elf in Nazi regalia, man gotta be about 5'2", 5'3".
No, like, truly, where in the Nazi regalia did that outfit come from?
I don't know, but people were like, there's no way this guy did not know that this was the fucking Nazi coat replica. So they were definitely sending signals. But they sent his ass back to El Centro. El Centro is a facility, a border patrol facility here in California that he oversaw. It's like a tactical fields, whatever facility.
Different than a detention center.
Different than a detention center. But they have sent him packing, and people were like elated. They were like, oh my gosh, Trump is changing his language a little bit now. He's demoted the Keebler Nazi. Maybe they're going to pull out of Minneapolis. No, things are still bad in Minneapolis. They're still talking about expanding their reach into other cities. They have expanded their reach into other cities.
We can't dial down.
We can't dial down.
We can't dial down. Don't let them think that we can dial down.
Exactly. And we're sitting here on a Thursday night. Tomorrow, Friday, is a planned ice out.
Ice out. Don't buy anything from any corporation. I'm literally, after this, going to the grocery store and making sure that I have everything I need and calling it quits tomorrow.
This is the closest we've ever gotten to a general strike. And a general strike is where people, they don't go to work, they don't go to school, they don't spend money. And we have an opportunity to really like shut down the economy. Look, I have no job, so I will not be at work tomorrow, but I won't be spending any money. And I just feel really kind of like you said, we got to keep our foot on the gas, and like we cannot let them think that, oh, okay, we're speaking a little bit different about what happened to Alex Preddy. Like, no.
We will not let these people die in vain, be killed in vain.
Be killed in vain.
We will not let a 5-year-old be taken away from his home innocently and in vain.
And that little boy I saw today, is like getting sick. Like he's not well.
I read that. I didn't confirm it, so I wasn't able to know. I hadn't looked at multiple sources, but I believe it because these detention centers, which is another thing, I think we need to call our attention to expand outside of Minneapolis and the Twin Cities to also remind ourselves that these people are being ripped away from their communities and being told that they're going to be sent back, but they're not being sent back to even their home countries. They're in functioning concentration camps.
Absolutely.
I saw an aerial shot. It's all of these immigrants in a detention center in Texas. All of them are in different colored jackets. Riddle me that. I want to know what that's about. Why is one faction in pink, one faction in blue, and one faction in green? That means something. I don't know what it means, but why isn't that being spoken about? Because I hadn't even seen that before. So now I'm calling into the space something I'm seeing. I need it talked about.
Yeah.
Why are we not talking about that the people in there are literally gathering at a fence, waving their hands in the sky at aerial devices with some mothers carting their children around in strollers? Why is there a child
who's young enough to be
necessitates a stroller
in a detention
center? This is illogical. They're not sending these people back home. I don't know what they're doing with these people, and we need to ask that. We need to be asking questions, because I don't think that we have all of the answers for what's going on right now.
To me, it's insane that we are repeating history again. We saw this with so many, we've seen variations of this: Trail of Tears, Japanese concentration camps, Jim Crow. Like, when is enough enough when we're killing, we're torturing, we're people of color? It's too much.
And just as you said, we have history to look at. Hannah Einbinder posted for Holocaust Remembrance Day, which was this week as well. Can't believe that, these parallels are happening. It's Holocaust Remembrance Day. And she said in her post, and I'm paraphrasing here, but we have to remember that Nazis were, quote, nice people. They were your neighbors who kept their heads down and didn't want to disrupt. They were people who voted every 4 years and maybe allowed some evil people to come in and then didn't actually actively combat that when vulnerable populations were being taken advantage of. People who have resisted evil suppressants in society are usually not seen as being kind. Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King,
yes,
even the civil rights movement, none of these people from their agitators were seen as kind.
Exactly.
So let me say something real quick to the Alex Earls of the world who I want to be a Jersey girl with you and be partying and like feed into this platform that people like me have built for you, or Noah Beck, who's a pretty face and great abs and like shows off his lifestyle. Why were you all silenced this weekend? It's not hot to me, and I'm divesting if you don't fucking speak up, because being nice isn't being apolitical. It's time to get loud. The people who are getting loud: Jake Shane, Phineas, Billie Eilish, so many more. And I just want to say, take Meg Stalter, Hannah Einbinder, take notice of who's speaking up, support them, divest from whoever doesn't want to use their voice to combat this evil because they want to be nice people. Go watch from last year,
Zone of Interest.
The Zone of Interest.
I'm glad they used the word evil because Hannah Arendt spoke about the banality of evil, about the Holocaust. And the banality of evil is that evil just operates on this level of everyday, of the everyday, right? And just like the zone of interest, those Nazis and those Nazis' wives and those Nazis' children, they had day-to-days just like you and I do. They get up, they take their shit, they go shower, they play in their fucking garden, they grow their food. They do all the same bullshit that we do today. And just like you said, the same titles that that the president and fucking Stephen Miller are trying to label Alex Preddy and Renee Good and other people who are speaking up on behalf of the Minnesotans and the Los Angelinos and everyone who is being fucking tortured by this presidency.
They are our future Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King.
Absolutely. And they're trying to label them as paid agitators, as, you know, saying, oh, he had a gun and he was going to use it. Fuck that noise. Fuck that noise. I said something so fucking mundane on Instagram and people have fucking came for me. I said, when are we all going to rise up like Minnesotans, right? I've been called a fucking spick online. Someone told me that they're going to send my abuela back to Guadalajara. I don't know where the fuck y'all are getting your information, but whatever. I had people say, mind your own fucking business. You stand up like Renee Good, you're going to get what Renee got.
What? It is so hateful. It's despicable. And this is what Hillary Clinton meant about deplorables. It is deplorable behavior. And girl, maybe even Hillary Clinton herself is deplorable, but it is deplorable behavior.
I'm sorry. Hillary Clinton's problematic in a whole lot of ways, but my God, was she a fucking soothsayer when she called them a basket of deplorables. Back in the basket, bitches. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking deplorable fucking MAGA assholes.
It's so crazy. Well, in a world where there's so much information to receive and see, and also I just want to say, quiet down all the noise and just watch videos sometimes and use your own judgment because it's clear as day. And other than that, if you aren't plugging into something like a zone of interest or the right side of history, I hope at the very least you're like the people who are in major cities not buying seats to Melania's new documentary.
Okay, so Amazon really fumbled the bag when they got rid of me yesterday, but they really took an L on this Melania documentary.
On this $35 million documentary where in every major city right now, people are screenshotting their like AMCs or respective theaters that are playing this. And if there's one seat gone, that's overselling the programming.
Bryan, it was more than $35 million. They spent $35 million on the marketing budget for this film. They spent another $40 million in a bid to distribute this film.
And the money is going back, just like that $4 billion,
into the pockets of tyrants. Okay, so not only is this shit show of a documentary about Melania not selling, it is directed. Do you know who's directing this movie? Who directed this movie?
I don't know him by name, but I know he's despicable.
Brett Ratner. Okay, Brett Ratner is a 6-time alleged or accused sex pest by some of names you may recognize, like Olivia Munn, who said he pulled his penis out and jacked off in front of her. This man is the reason why I know cancellation is not a real thing. This man has been accused by well-known women as
I'd love to know that I could keep a job by just jerking off in front of my fucking cohort of employees. That is insane.
But who's going to keep you in that job? The likes of MAGA. Because every accusation is a fucking admission for them, because they like to say that they are the protectors of children and that they're the protectors of Christianity.
Pull the Epstein list.
He's on the Epstein list. And not only is he on the Epstein list, a picture of him shirtless is available for you to see on Epstein Island. He is
on whitehouse.gov, I'm sure, with all of the redacted files that we're no longer talking about.
All that to say, Amazon paid all this money for the special privilege to make this movie, and they are selling 11 seats in New York, 11 seats in Sydney, Australia, major cities. The movie is scheduled to open tomorrow on Friday in 1,400 theaters in the United States and in more than 27 countries. And they're not selling the tickets, babe.
They're not selling the tickets, babe. And there will be no tickets sold. Which brings me to the state of cinema.
Yeah.
And the Oscar nominees were released.
Oh my gosh.
So we're getting a little lighter now. Like everybody can ease in. Everybody can escape for a second to know that film Twitter is outraged because Kate Hudson was nominated for Best Actress.
For what?
And I think that might say it all. But to be fair, I haven't seen Song Sung Blue.
Oh, this is right. I remember this.
I haven't seen Song Sung Blue. And I do know that Kate Hudson is talented.
Yeah.
Penny Lane is from
Almost Famous.
Almost Famous is an iconic role that maybe she should have won the Oscar for back in the day when she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress. She is, to me, a likable Nepo baby.
So fun. One of my favorite white women. I'm not going to lie. I really like her in almost everything that she's in.
And that's how I feel, and I just haven't seen this yet, so I can't co-sign film Twitter being outraged. I think that they just don't think that Kate Hudson is prestigious enough to be in the category of at least this Best Actress contingent, because that film isn't nominated elsewhere, and I think like is fluffier than other, entries this year, because she did oust Chase Infinity from One Battle After Another. You saw?
I did see One Battle After Another.
And how incredible was Chase Infinity?
Incredible.
So,
and that was like her debut film, right?
Yeah. I mean, like you could say any of the other 4 nominees ousted her, but if there was one that we could pin it on, it's Kate Hudson, based on like how awards have been distributed elsewhere.
Interesting.
And someone in a similar boat, Ariana Grande, had been nominated for a SAG, a Golden Globe, a Critics' Choice. Her and Wicked for Good Entirely was shut out of the Oscars.
Oh my God. Okay, so this is new news. Like, I love cinema, but I'm not like, I'm not a cinema girl.
You're not a buff.
I'm not a buff.
You're not a cinephile.
I'm not a cinephile. What phile means love. What means like in Greek? That's what I am. Cine-like. Okay. And so I haven't heard all of this news. The news that I have heard is that Sinners has been nominated for like a record number of Oscar nominations. But I'm going to tell you this. I have not heard this take yet, but I'm going to give you how this makes me feel in my stomach. So back when The Color Purple came out, it was nominated for a record number of Oscars, and it didn't win one. Not even Steven Spielberg for Best Director.
And to date, people will say that that was one of the biggest Oscar snubs that entire year. I mean, it should have won Best Picture. I forget what did, but I know that in like film history, like this is usually the side of history most people stand on, that like The Color Purple should have won Best Picture. And I think people would also argue at the time, Whoopi Goldberg would have been the first Best Actress to win as a Black woman. Mm-hmm. And then she was, I think, the first Black woman to ever win Best Supporting Actress after Hattie McDaniel.
I think so. For Ghost,
which was kind of a wacky role. I'm not trying to take it away from her.
Maybe I am a cinephile. Hello.
But yes. But a lot of people are like, the Ghost Best Supporting Actress, like, win was a correction for her not having the Best Actress award she should have had, that never went to her and only went to Halle Berry. I'm speaking of as if Black women shouldn't have a multitude of fucking Best Actress awards. But in the year of our Lord 2026, there is only one woman with a Best Actress from the Oscars who's Black, and it's Halle Berry. And guess what? She was palatable to white masses, and I'm not taking away her Blackness, but she also is of mixed race.
Exactly.
So just letting you know, Viola Davis, no Best Actress Oscar.
Angela Bassett. I'm sorry. She should have won when she played Tina Turner. That movie is a classic. She is incredible. The body, everything is Tina Turner.
Black women will not be celebrated by the Academy, at least not yet. And
Chase Infinity.
Chase Infinity. So the Academy, you still got work to do. Oscars, still too white in 2026.
The Oscars so white.
Oscars are still so white. And white woman rage got the best of someone. Twitter fingers became trigger fingers. Kirsten Dunst went on, I think, Instagram stories and was like, the Academy, you put disrespect on my husband's name. Jesse Plemons, he was a star in Begonia. And you want to know what I have to say to that? Jesse Plemons can act his ass off. So I would probably argue he also deserves the nomination. It's just that the best supporting actor category is really stacked this year. 2 performances from One Battle After Another alone are so great, Sean Penn and Benicio. And then Jacob Elordi as Frankenstein, who I think should win, was incredible. And I'm like blanking on the other 2, but those 3 alone are so strong that it's just like, it was hard.
You know what? I'm a shooter for Kirsten Dunst. I'm a shooter, and I love Jesse Plemons. Jesse Plemons is literally one of those actors that if I find out he's in the movie, I'm like, oh, it's a good fucking movie. He be acting his ass off, and he brings it to everything.
Someone up there brought this man here and said, you have work to do. And he came to do it.
He came to do it. Yeah, like I fucking...
Won't he do it?
And you know what? I haven't heard. I mean, I have not...
Candace.
Oh.
Won't he do it?
He will do it. Jesse Plemons will get his flowers. I just know it because he is a generational talent. He really, really is.
Okay, moving from Oscars to another O, the Olympics. The Winter Olympics are on the horizon. Do I care?
No.
No. But they are in Italy. So, ciao, sono ragazzo americano, as always. And not only are they in Italy as an Italian American, I'm an Italian American who is also gay as fuck. And the Olympics just got a little bit more queer because they were like, let's round up the faggots. They got Hudson and Connor from Heated Rivalry. They gave each of them their Olympic torches. They did a little marchy march in the streets of northern Italy. They were brothers in arms or faggots in flames. And
they look so good.
And they looked so good. And really the only reason I bring them up is like, we can't escape them right now.
No. And this is the thing, like, I don't remember a time in my lifetime where not only one, but 2 gay men have taken the world by storm.
Well, we can't speculate, but they're characters. They're characters.
Yeah.
2 gay allies at the very least.
At the very least, these 2 men are known for their gay roles in a very gay show. I've never seen the fervor around the LGBTQ community.
It's giving like One Direction.
It's giving One Direction.
It's giving one, like there are fandoms around this now.
Yeah.
There are people, my friend who I was talking about who told me shout out, she's going to a dance party in Philadelphia that's like an Heated Rivalry rave.
Oh my
Bringing
God.
people together.
I love that.
And like one already happened in LA. Insane. And also this isn't the only time that Italy and Heated Rivalry have come together.
It isn't?
Luca Guadagnino, a fellow Italian, has been caught speaking with Connor Story. So Connor's about to get his Luca Guadagnino bag.
Oh, now that's how you become a generational talent. Hook up with Luca.
Hook up with Luca.
Yeah.
So he's going to have a challengers under his belt. He might be having us call him more than just his name.
I can't wait.
So
looking out for that.
That is the only time I think we'll be talking about the Winter Olympics. Because otherwise I do not care. Speaking of other things and other people I don't necessarily care about, Sydney Sweeney is now facing criminal charges. Let me get this right. For stringing bras on the Hollywood sign for her new lingerie company that I think is called...
I can't wait for you to say it.
Siren?
Okay.
Which, don't fuck up mermaids for me like that. Like, leave them alone.
So it's called Siren, but it's spelled Syrn. I was pronouncing it CERN in my head, like the organization, and people on the internet were saying it should be spelled ARYN, aka Aryan. But yeah, she's being brought up on charges for,
I guess, defacing the Hollywood sign, because she had like permits to film there, but to not necessarily string her bras across it. I don't know if you have thoughts. I only have one thing to share, but I want to know what you're thinking.
The one thing I'm really thinking is I don't care. MAGA Barbies be breaking the law. But other than the horrible linguistic branding of the brand, you know, the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce said that individuals and groups looking to access the sign for commercial purposes need to have a permit. And they have flat out said she did not have permission to do what she did, and they are looking to make her face some consequences, which I don't think that she's used to.
You want to know what, though? Like, I don't necessarily care that she faces consequences for stringing her bras across the Hollywood sign. I don't know that that's necessarily actually hurting anyone. I think that she should have better values and be more ethical in terms of who and what she supports. What I will say is what it inspired for me is that I think all of the gays of West Hollywood post Saturday night should go hang their sweaty jock straps on the Hollywood sign, and we should just call it fucking installation art.
Now that is some heated rivalry type thing that I can get behind.
Yes.
Yeah. Speaking of heated rivalry, there's been a lot of talk around who should be able to play what roles. Even in our own comments, people are like, part of being an actor is playing a role. You should not have to be gay in order to play a gay role.
Which this gets tricky.
And I want to talk about it a little bit because
Tricky.
as you know, Odessa A'zion recently dropped out of Deep Cuts because the original character is written for a Mexican American.
And she had no idea.
And people were asking the author of the book, is it going to be rewritten so that Odessa can play the role? And the author was like, probably, to be honest, it probably will be rewritten. And people then came for Odessa, and she was like, I had no idea. On her Instagram yesterday, wrote, guys, I am with all of you and I am not doing that fucking movie. I'm out. And people were like applauding her for doing the right thing. And I wanted to ask you, like, when is this the case and when is it not the case that you should represent the group in real life that you're playing on screen?
I don't know if there's a clean cut answer, but as I was working out in my head, I was thinking about like the queer composition of the Heated Rivalry crew, like in terms of who is directing it, who is writing it, producing it. Like there was a queer assembly of people. I think that the right people need to be in the right rooms making the right decisions. And clearly in this project, it sounds like the writer was even removed from it, which that I would argue wasn't, the right people were not in the room.
Exactly. And it's being produced by one of the Safdie brothers who are clearly, I don't think they're Mexican. And so I agree with you. I think that like you end up with that Selena Gomez role. What was the role that she played where she got panned for her accent? And
Amelia
Perez. But even more because Odessa is not Latina. She's not Latina American.
Which even the Selena is like twofold because it's like she actually is Latina, but people were arguing that someone who speaks the language or has a better grasp of the language. But and wasn't also Mexican? Like it was, I forget if the character was
the character was Mexican American, and so they were like she wouldn't have the accent of a Mexican person. So yeah. But anyway.
But then like you also have to remember like there's so many challenges at play too. And I'm not trying to excuse it, but like if someone like Selena Gomez doesn't take the role, then the project doesn't get funded.
Yeah, that's true.
So
it's all very gray.
It's all very, very gray.
But I will say, I salute Odessa for doing the thing that she felt was the right thing to do.
Because internet warriors could come for her and she could have still taken the check and the movie would have still been successful.
And you know who would have done that? Sydney Sweeney.